It was a cold, stormy night when Detective Laura Bennett arrived at Blackwood Manor. The grand, old estate sat atop a hill, its dark silhouette illuminated sporadically by flashes of lightning. She had been called to investigate the mysterious death of Lord Henry Blackwood, a wealthy and influential figure in the town. As she stepped inside the grand foyer, she was greeted by the anxious faces of the household staff and family members. The butler, Mr. Collins, led her to the library where the body had been found. Detective, Lord Henry was discovered here, slumped over his desk, Mr. Collins explained, his voice trembling. There were no signs of forced entry. Laura examined the scene carefully. Lord Henry's body was still, a single gunshot wound to his chest. The room was immaculately kept, with no signs of struggle. On the desk, she noticed an open letter, written in Lord Henry's distinctive handwriting. It read, "Meet me in the library at midnight. I have something important to tell you." "Who found the body?" Laura asked. "Lady Blackwood, his wife," Mr. Collins replied, gesturing towards a pale, tearful woman sitting by the fireplace. Lady Blackwood looked up as Laura approached. I found him like this," she sobbed. "I don't know who could have done this. Henry had no enemies." Laura noticed the family heirloom, a valuable pocket watch, still clutched in Lord Henry's hand. She carefully pried it from his grip and inspected it. The watch had stopped precisely at midnight. "Where were you at the time of the murder?" Laura asked Lady Blackwood. "I was in my room," she replied, her voice steadying. "I heard the gunshot and rushed down here." Next, Laura interviewed the rest of the household. There was Mr. Collins, the loyal butler, Ms. Green, the housekeeper, and Thomas, the chauffeur. Each claimed to have been in their quarters, fast asleep. Laura's attention then turned to the family members, Edward, Lord Henry's brother, and Victoria, his daughter. Edward was a stern man, with a history of disagreements with his brother over the family estate. Victoria was young and rebellious, often clashing with her father over her choice of lifestyle. "Where were you at the time of the murder, Edward?" Laura asked. "In my study, working late," Edward replied, not meeting her eyes. "And you, Victoria?" Laura turned to the daughter. "I was out with friends," she said, her voice defiant. "I came back around midnight." Laura pieced together the timeline, but something felt off. She returned to the library, studying the scene again. Her eyes fell on the open window. The storm outside was fierce, but there were no signs of water or mud inside the room. "Someone closed the window after the murder," she murmured to herself. She retraced her steps, checking for any overlooked clues. Behind a bookshelf, she discovered a hidden compartment containing an old, dusty journal. It belonged to Lord Henry, detailing his strained relationship with his brother Edward and a secret affair with Ms. Green, the housekeeper. Laura confronted Ms. Green. "You were having an affair with Lord Henry." Ms. Green's face turned pale. "Yes, but I would never harm him. He promised to leave Lady Blackwood for me." Next, Laura spoke to Edward. "You had a motive. You disagreed with your brother about the estate." Edward sighed. "I was angry, yes, but I would never kill him. He was still my brother." With all the pieces in place, Laura gathered everyone in the library. "I know who the murderer is," she announced. "Lord Henry was killed by someone he trusted, someone who had easy access to this room and knew about his secrets." She turned to Lady Blackwood. "You discovered the affair and confronted him. In a fit of rage, you shot him and staged the scene to look like a burglary gone wrong." Lady Blackwood's face twisted in fury. "He betrayed me. He deserved it." Laura placed her under arrest. As Lady Blackwood was led away, the household sighed in relief, the storm outside finally beginning to subside. The enigma of Blackwood Manor was solved, but the echoes of betrayal and murder would haunt its halls forever.